This is my little chaotic setup here outside the shop. Basically, what I've been tasked with is cleaning and painting all the tubing that we got for the roll cage. So the reason why I'm painting it right now is so that way when we go to install it in the car, we're not struggling to cover and paint those really hard to reach spots, you know, like the top of the roll bar and areas like that. I am going to be masking off the bottom sections, and I'll show you in a second, just so that way we don't have to, you know, sand that off later when we go to weld it. So I have a little bit of a game plan here. It's, like I said, not that organized. This tubing needs a really thorough cleaning at this point. So I moved some of the pieces here outside. We got this part of the roll bar here that I'm going to start with, and it is just covered in dirt and graphite. And so I have a multi-step cleaning process we're gonna do, and then throw some paint on it. I wish I could hold the camera and do this right now and show you how much of it just came off, but I mean, look at this. It is coated. All right. We got it wiped down pretty good, and now I'm just gonna mask off like maybe a few inches from the bottom where we're gonna be welding. Let's see, eyeball it right around there. I'm gonna take this Scotch-Brite pad and just scuff the whole thing, get it ready for one final cleaning with the brake clean, and then I can start using this paint that Danny picked up. He told me it was really expensive, and I'm not good with paint, so I hope it goes a long way because I have a lot of bars to paint after this one. Okay, now on to the paint. So Danny picked up this trim paint in black satin. This is what I'm using, and like I said before, he said this stuff was expensive, so good thing he's not here to witness this because I can't promise that this is gonna turn out that well. I never claim to be good at paint, but it's just about getting a quick coat on and preventing rust, so let's just get right into it. Oh, this is so embarrassing because I'm like not good at this, but so just gonna let this dry. It actually doesn't look too bad, but there's definitely a few runs. So I need to get my spray technique down, but we're just gonna hit the other side, and probably by the end of this, I'll be pretty good at it. So I'm gonna keep plugging away. Definitely sprayed a little too much at times. And this one roll bar is done. So now I'm gonna move on to the million other pieces. And I'll probably be doing this in the dark tonight, but so be it. Thank you. You don't look though.
What do you mean?
Just go back in. Thank you for the drink.
What do you mean? Looks good.
Yeah?
Your phone died.
Oh, it's updating.
Oh. What the?
Don't look too close.
What the heck did you do? How much paint did you put on there? Is this the only one that's like that?
Yeah, it's my first one.
Oh, jeez. Great. How was it?
Oh my gosh. 10 out of 10.
You're a 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
Oh, look it. Let's finish updating. Who's... I don't look very happy with that piece of pizza.
That's how you're looking at my tubing right now.
Yeah, that's the look that's how I'm
You
looking.
can't see him,
Yeah,
that's his face.
That's the look I'm giving to this paint job right now. While Olivia's outside working on the roll cage, I am inside finalizing the quarter panels. I got a lot of plug welds to fill in. I got everything cleat-coated in place. The only thing left to do is to fully weld it in. So once that's welded on, the gaps are going to be what they're going to be. Hopefully they're still straight like they are now. But as you can see here, I just drilled out some of these holes here. And what I'm trying to do is get this quarter panel to sit really tight against this door jamb. So that way there's no spots for like rust to develop in between here, and everything just looks nice and factory and tight. So you can see here I cleaned the metal so I can get welds like fully in here, nice plug welds. I'll probably put them every like 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches. I know they probably have a lot more spot welds from the factory, but I'm not going to get that crazy with it like they did from the factory. I'll probably fill in all of these factory ones here, maybe do a little bit of welding in between. And then on the back side, what I had to do was these little quarter panel extension caps here. I had to line these up so that way it follows the quarter panel correctly here. So I want these gaps to be perfect. This side I had a lot of trouble with, but we got it all straightened out and I got it all tacked in temporarily. So once everything's on, I'm going to shut the trunk, make sure all the gaps are pretty close. Then I can go ahead and plug weld the bottom side here and finish the door jambs, and everything will be done. Okay, so we spent the last couple of nights finishing up the metalwork on Project Rum Runner, and I'm glad that that's over. The back end of this car is completely done and welded in. We even did some extra work of cutting up the wheelhouse a little bit and making some extra room for if we want to put bigger tires later. And also if we hit any big potholes, we won't be scraping or nothing like that. So that felt good to do that. I guess I'll take the camera and show you some of the work that I did. Let's open up the trunk here first. But let's see. There we go. So we got the quarter panels fully welded in on the right and the left. Everything's fully welded in. The trunk extensions are done on both sides. We got this all welded up here, plug welded all along the edges here, and even spot welded all the factory locations. I know it's not that good looking, but it was really tough to weld this here because it's a little bit rusty and crusty, old metal, but it ain't going anywhere.
Yep.
The back is fully welded up all the way around, and the extension panels here, these corner pieces, we got the gaps all perfect. On this side too. So pretty happy with the way that it turned out. And these pieces fit nicely. So you want to put that on there?
Yeah.
Wrong
There's
hole.
the hole.
There
It is. Look at that.
Perfect. Look at that. Lines up really good. Right here, not so much, but it looks like if we just hit this with a hammer there, it'll pop that back straight. So that's good. Over here, we got the door gaps all set, and the door jambs are all welded in. Happy with the way that turned out as well. Plug welded it all back in. So that's done. Both sides are done. And we'll lift the car up now and show you underneath what we did there. All right, we got the car up in the air. We'll show you how I spot welded all of these pieces all along here. Turned out nice and everything actually lined up. So AMD makes some pretty good stuff. In the inner wheelhouse though, Mopars are known for having this huge like bump that sticks out here, and it really gets in the way of the tire like tucking underneath. Not that we're gonna lower the car that much, But if we do ever decide to jump this thing or get to something crazy or put like a bunch of weight in the back on our rally, then we're not going to have any tire clearance issues. Coming under here, we got an aluminum drive shaft to try to save some weight. How much more weight do you think we saved with this?
I don't know, but I just think it looks so nice. Like, I want one of these.
Yeah. I like how even the ends of it are aluminum too.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. We're happy with that. So the car's it's all connected now. We got to finish doing the trans tunnel. We got to make that. So we'll put the car back down and we'll talk about that. Okay, let's get inside so we can show you this trans tunnel. Obviously, we have some holes to patch up here and it's a little bit more clearancing to do. So we're gonna cut this back here a little bit more and open this up some more so that way if we ever have to do trans work on the side of the road, we can easily pull this thing back and get it out of the car. And then we're just gonna stitch this up. We'll show you that in a second. But we also got Olivia's custom painted roll cage started to get into the car. It's in here now just for some mock-up, but came out pretty good.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, Danny saw the footage and almost like threw up, but no, I'm excited. So I'm gonna be kind of tackling the interior on this thing. So ultimately, once Danny's done the trans tunnel, everything's gonna get pulled out of here, and then I'm gonna go to town like scuffing this up. I have to straighten out the dash as well because this is kind of wonky and bent. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna paint this whole thing one color, and then we can start figuring out ultimately like where the cage is gonna go and figure out how to weld in those like pads on the bottom.
So for today's video, the goal is to finish up the trans tunnel, get the whole inside of the car kind of scuffed and painted black.
Yep.
Straighten out that dash pad.
Oh, speaking of dash pad right here.
Oh yeah.
This showed up like over the weekend, so huge shout out to one of our subscribers, Jimmy Rivera. He had this dash pad, I guess from one of his cars, or he had it, and it's just like a really good condition black Charger dash pad.
Original piece. Yeah, and it's gonna fit perfectly. So you see those holes there. This one goes there. That one's gonna go in over there. Obviously, we have a little dent to take out there.
Yeah.
So those other bolts will go through. And then we'll have a dash.
It'll be so nice because ultimately we're not going to have like a stock dash in here, at least not for the rally. So we plan on making our own custom aluminum one. But I think having a dash pad makes a bit of a difference, like just to have...
Makes it feel more like a car.
Yeah. It's like the little things like that count. So... thank you, Jimmy.
Seriously, thank you so much.
It's such good condition.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep this here.
Okay. Well, we got our work cut out for us. But before we get to any of this work, guys, we gotta show you something we're super excited about. Something came in the mail yesterday, and we can't wait to show you.
Okay, we are super excited about this piece of the car. So when you're running a 512 cubic inch big block, especially with a good cam like we have, and it's gonna be making some power, you really gotta keep that thing cool, especially on a drag and drive.
Yeah, so what we have here in this box is a set of fans and a radiator from Delta PAG, and this is the brand that I run on my Slayer Camaro as well. So, and that's been working great, so I knew we were gonna go back with this company. Let's open it up and show them.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a banner.
So the first thing, ooh, look at that.
Okay, cool. I like it. We'll put this up on the wall.
Yeah, we'll find a spot for this. Nice banner. Okay, let's see.
Oh, what a beauty.
Dang. Okay, I'll grab this side.
Okay, be careful.
1, 2.
Hold on, let me. All right.
So here it is. This is what's gonna keep our big block cool for all those thousands of miles. This is a Delta PAG monocore radiator. And we'll show you the fan setup in a second, but I'm just so excited to finally have one of their actual radiators on our cars. I just love the stencil here on the front because you see all the drag week guys run these combos, keeping their like 1,000, 3,000 plus horsepower cars cool. And you always see the logo. So I was kind of excited about that. But yeah, you see Tom Bailey, Mike Finnegan, Dave Schroeder, just these really well-known cars like running them. So I was like, okay, this is gonna work for us. So this is the front, and like I mentioned, it's a monocore setup. So I don't know if they can see.
Yeah, so it's just got one row in there, opposed to like, you know, people will say like 4-row or whatever. They claim that this is a way better and way more efficient than 4-row radiators, 3-row. It's an 1 5/8, I believe,
yep,
wide core, which actually helps because now the whole radiator can be pretty thin. Look how thin it is. So it's going to allow for more airflow to flow through here, and the air won't be moving so slow like if it had to go through 4 different rows. The air slows down. So right now it's going to move through fast and just really get that heat out of there efficiently because it's got a lot of fins per inch.
Yep. So it's, I don't know, I think this thing is so cool.
One other thing that John pointed out from Delta PAG is that he makes his tanks really small. He said that it's more beneficial to actually have more fin space here rather than just water just chilling there, because the water is not going to just cool down on its own. It needs these fins in order to do it. So what good is all this to have like a huge tank on the top and the bottom?
Yeah.
So that's another reason why this thing is so efficient.
Yeah, better heat dissipation.
Yep, let's lay it down.
So this is what we really wanted to show you.
I'm the most excited about here. We got dual brushless 14-inch fans, and right away you can tell this is like a really small motor, which I think is great because it's not going to block a lot of the airflow. I mean, if there's like a bigger motor in here, it's going to block the airflow because there's going to be less fin space, right? So that's pretty cool, and it just moves all the electronics to the outside here. And there's tons of technology in here to keep these brushless motors cool. Like it's sucking up air from the bottom, flowing it through the brushless motor. You see the little mesh vents there? That's so that way that fan can stay cool. And then also on this side, it has 2 little vents down on inside here. You see that? So it's actually, as it's pulling air through, it's actually pulling air through those little holes as well. And it's cooling off this little cooler, or you see these fins right here? It's pulling air down through there, pulling it out through the bottom, and then up through this way, cooling this electronic module. So that's some pretty cool technology in there too. They're also really thin, so they can fit into tight spaces because we needed that. We needed extra clearance, so I'm just really excited about this thing.
I know, and it already has like the shroud done, like.
Yeah, they can basically make this radiator to fit anything. They do custom radiators. Comes with this controller here. We'll show you this in a second. We're actually going to plug this in and turn on the fan. Okay, so all that we have here is battery positive and 12-volt ignition. We just kind of splice those together here for this test. That's going to go on our positive. Crank that down. Then we got our ground over here. We'll put this on.
Oh, something's
we
happening.
got power. 73 degrees in here. Tighten that up. And then how we're going to get this to turn on right now, because that radiator is not 180 degrees or 90 degrees, we're actually going to trigger it on with the air conditioning wire, which is right here. This, if we ground this, this only goes to ground. Do not hook this up to positive. Once we ground this, this will basically just be saying that we just turned on our air conditioning in the car. So it's going to turn on the fans for us.
Okay.
So let's do this. Okay, ready?
Yep.
You holding on to that thing? Here, I'll help you.
Maybe
this thing's
you
going to blow you out the door.
I know.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Should we set the tripod up?
Sure.
Okay. Here we go. Air conditioning
I'm scared.
is on. So they slow start. Okay. Wow, that's cool.
That's gonna cool it.
Yeah. One thing I really liked about these fans too is that they're not really like an annoying sound when they're on. They're not like a zzz, a real loud noise. You hear that?
Yeah.
They're just like they move a ton of air.
Damn.
Yeah. Another cool feature with these is that you can actually turn these on at separate temperatures. So we're gonna have ours come on at like 180, and then once it hits like 195, the second one we can have turn on, and you can set it to whatever you want. There's so many adjustments in it, and they'll soft start. So what's nice about that is it'll draw like 1 amp and then 2, 3, and that's just a lot easier on your electrical system. If it doesn't need the second fan, it won't even turn on.
Yeah.
So.
Damn.
Pretty cool.
That pushes some air. Well, huge thank you to John over at Delta PAG for educating us and setting us up with this awesome unit right here. This is gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
And it's also gonna save us a ton of time, because instead of having to, get our own radiator, set up a shroud, figure everything
Wire it all
out.
up.
Yeah.
There's only 3 wires to hook up here, and there's already an internal sensor here on the top of the radiator where all the heat is at. So this will tell everything when to come on. So we don't have to put the sensor on the engine either.
Oh, okay.
So it's a completely like standalone unit.
That's super sweet. Because yeah, you guys know we only have like 40 something days till the Redwood Rally. So this is a huge time saver, and I feel like this is something we can trust. So
yeah, definitely proud of this.
Sweet. So only thing we have to do now is hook up that banner somewhere in the shop.
Yeah.
Let's find a spot for it.
All right.
We've had these hooks up on the shop roll-up door here. And what are the chances that this is gonna like perfectly work?
I'm pretty sure whoever was here before had something hanging here like this.
Here, I'll hold this.
Hold that.
Oh.
There's a lot of room. Yep, it's gonna work. Hopefully it keeps it stretched out though.
Let's see.
And what's cool about this too is that when we open the door,
oh,
that's perfect.
My gosh.
I swear, we didn't plan this out. Those hooks were already there.
That is so good.
Yeah.
Damn.
You see it from back here.
Yeah, look at it. Go brushless. Okay, for real, we gotta work.
Okay, now we gotta get back to work. Okay, we brought the car out to the shade. It's a really hot day, and we got our working clothes on. We're about to get down and dirty.
Real dirty. So while Danny is doing the trans tunnel, he'll explain kind of how he's gonna approach that. But while he's doing that, I'm gonna go to work just scuffing this thing and getting it all sanded down, and get it cleaned up and ready for paint.
Yeah, she's gonna do the top where the headliner goes. It's a little bit crusty up there, scaly, so she's gonna knock all that off so we can put some heat or like some sort of matting under there to block.
I don't know what yet, but something for sure to cover up the top.
Yeah.
And then the back panel there.
Yeah, this back panel, she's gonna sand all this down, as well as here on the back, take all that rust off of there, a little bit off on the floors.
And then once he's done with the trans tunnel and he's out of the way, then I really got to work on straightening out that dash. And then that's also going to get shot with paint.
How are you going to do that?
Hammer and dolly.
Okay, all right. And good thing is these window channels are really nice. There's no rust at all.
Yeah.
So we got that going for us. Now I will say on this trans tunnel, guys, don't expect anything too fancy. I'm just gonna do what needs to be done, so it's not gonna look like super nice when I'm done with it, but we got to get this show on the road. We only have like what, 40 more days?
Yeah, I mean, plus we fully intend on covering it up. One, we want to do like a sound deadening thing, and then we also want to do a carpet kit in here. So I know it's a race car, but still carpet matters. So hopefully that'll all just be kind of covered anyway.
Yeah.
But it's really important that it's just done in such a way where we can still remove that transmission if anything happens on the road.
How's your excitement level for this project?
Honestly, this is low because it is such a nice day and I can see over the hills. It's like clear at the beach.
Yeah, so what we do on these nice days, we look over the hill there, and if there's no clouds, It's like a super nice beach day. The ocean is right on the other side of that hill. So it's really hard right now to do work on this nice summer day when we could just easily hop in Duke and go to the beach.
I know, but
it's all right. We got to get this done.
I know. We'll spend today and then maybe tomorrow beach day.
All right, let's do it. Let's get it done.
Okay. All right, it's time to start the music.
All right, Olivia's gonna do her side, the passenger side. And she's got her template all cut out that she made.
Thank you.
Try not to cut through too much because you'll cut the wood. Yeah, put your foot there. Good idea.
Like this?
Yep. Good job.
I'll just start like this and then I'll keep moving it.
So it doesn't want to, that's a turn.
Yeah.
So you can't really go all the way through like that because then it's going to want to bend this thing's straight.
Mm-hmm.
It wants to only go straight. So if you try to force it into a turn, it's going to get wedged in there and it might break.
Okay, so just go straight and then I can perfect it. After.
Yeah, I would just, make your cut. It doesn't have to go all the way through and just keep going back and forth. And eventually you'll feel it start to go down through it.
Okay.
And then stop and then just keep moving along.
Okay, this one though, I'm just gonna chop it here.
Okay.
Just right here.
Instead of going back and forth, because you'll get off track. Just go forward all the way, So just do one like solid sweep.
Okay.
Let it kind of dig in a little bit more.
Okay.
And then just follow it all the way through, and you'll cut your groove first, right?
Yeah.
And then just go back again, and then do it again. And then once you get to then, you can go back and forth all the way, but try not to just do little grooves like that, because it's going to make it hard for you to stay on track there, and then you'll get stuff like that.
Okay. So I'm gonna go all the way.
So just remember, don't let that thing fall into that groove too much.
Okay.
Because, it's okay if just the end of it does a little bit, but if it starts to go deep into there, this thing is straight, right?
Yeah.
It can't bend.
Okay.
That's a turn there.
Yeah.
So it'll end up cracking this thing, and it'll go flying.
Okay, so way less.
Yeah, you don't have to go all the way through that far.
Okay.
It only has to go through, quarter, not even a quarter of an inch, like a 1/16.
Okay. Do you mind holding the cart with your other hand?
No.
Okay.
Well, that's pretty much a straight cut on this one, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry. Always go forward when you first make your cut. Go slow. There you go. Good job. So just start from the beginning and then just follow your track again, just real slow.
Okay.
Start from the beginning. Go ahead. One more time.
My hands are getting really sore. I'm like weak.
Ready?
Yeah. Okay. This just needs to be perfected on the edges.
Okay. Well, how was that?
Good. That was luckily this was an easy piece. It wasn't like a complicated, like too many turns, but that was pretty good. I mean, just gonna clean it up now. It's pretty rusty, and then we'll coat it and put it in the car.
You gonna weld it?
I could try.
Okay, do you see how it's like throwing you all over the place? Mm-hmm. It's because you're using this thing on a flat surface, so it doesn't know which way to like throw you. So if you just angle it just a little bit, like not at a 45-degree angle, instead of being flat, because if it's flat, it's gonna like fling you all over the place. Mm-hmm. Kind of turn it just a little bit, angle it into there, and you're gonna realize it's only gonna try to be pushing you this way, so you can kind of counter it and like be ready for it and be more smooth. And then just do like strokes like this, like just a stroke. Yeah.
Okay. So like this angle?
Yeah. A little bit more of a 45, like you're flat. So like this, and then just pull it that way. Yeah, that's really flat. No, hold on, stop. So when I say angle, not this angle. If you're going this way, not like that. This.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay. I see.
Like you're painting, so you would paint this way with the bristles going this way, right? And if you're going this way, you paint going that way. So same like kind of concept like that.
Okay.
Because if you go like this, it's digging into it, right?
Yeah, I see.
So kind of like an extreme. Does it fit?
Yeah. It's a little bit big on the sides, but if it overlaps.
This is our first time doing some fabricating.
Probably do it even more like this, huh?
Which side's the front and which side's the back?
This is the front.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to curve it which way?
Trying to curve it. Like if this is on, it has to go like over like that.
Okay. How's it look?
Not even close here. This has to come like way over, and so does this. Just like from like here up, it has to come over.
All right, let's see what you got. Oh, you're already gonna weld it in?
Well, no, I'm just putting this on.
Let me see. How does it fit? Okay. Hey, that's pretty good.
I mean, that should come out more, but I'm struggling with it.
It doesn't want to pop out?
Not really.
Hey, that's pretty good, actually.
Actually, if I have a dolly, where's the dolly?
The dolly is right here.
Let me just see if that's even doing anything.
I saw it move.
Oh, much better. Okay.
Oh, there you go. That's great.
So then I'll just start with like putting it here and here, and then I can like hammer that in once it's more like set.
Yeah, you can hammer
And
that piece
fold that
down and
down.
weld it down into that corner.
I mean, what do you think about this though?
The top corner,
Yeah.
it's pretty close to where if you got a tack here, right there, you can always bend this down over and hit this top corner with a hammer, and it'll fold over onto this piece.
Okay.
Then you could tack it right there.
Okay, it won't mess
then-
up your piece though?
Yeah, and then we're getting there.
Okay.
We're making some good progress here.
Do you have the vise thing? Oh, they're here.
Okay, how we looking? Talk to me.
This is my strategy, so...
Hold on, let me come in here and see what you got going on. All right.
So this is my strategy. So this is bent out right here too much. So I can't do nothing about that right now. So I'm gonna just tack in the flat part. So basically from like, let's call it here down to like here.
Yep.
Get that in place. Do a couple of them down here. And then start to put this corner in, weld it, put this one in, and then last I'll do like this section here because I'll need you with the pry bar on the inside while I'm like, you have to hold it out for me while I'm like basically stitching it in.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
As long as it sounds good to you, whatever we come up with, that's what we're gonna run.
Alright, I can't promise these welds are gonna be any good, but it's been a while. I think the last time I did this was what? When I did my floors in the Pontiac?
Yeah.
Or have we done anything else? Oh, I did the door actually on
you
this
welded
car.
on the door.
Yeah.
Burned a few holes straight through that puppy.
Yep.
Okay, this is also thin metal as well, so just don't hold it for too long.
Yeah.
You remember how you're gonna weld just right in between them?
Yeah, like right in the middle.
At this angle?
Okay, do it at that angle.
Yeah.
Okay, not too long. Right there.
Like 3 seconds, maybe?
Okay. Are you
two
ready?
seconds? Yeah, good. Nice.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Dang, girl!
Look at that. Okay.
All right, okay.
Okay. Could I do another one? Like
you
just
do whatever you want, baby. Whatever this thing turns out like, that's what it's gonna turn out like. I'm not telling you nothing.
Okay, I'm doing it again.
Let me go around this side.
Oh!
What? Dang, those are better than mine.
Look at yours.
There's mine. And there's yours. Yours are actually better than mine.
Well, I feel like I'm not penetrating like both evenly. Like, see how that was like way more offset?
No, those are perfect.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. But I will say, this is flat right now.
I know.
You know, so wherever you don't try to weld if there's gaps because it'll blow through.
Yeah.
So if you have to hammer it down, then do so.
I will. I think I'm gonna skip that and kind of move on here. Although, check this out. There's a gap right in here.
Okay, right there.
So I
But
should
maybe you
probably
can
do this one right here.
Yeah, or you can do that, and then you can maybe hammer down here a little bit and try to close in the gap.
Okay. Maybe I should do that right now. Oh, that's helping. Okay.
Too much. It's not going to be it's okay if there's a small gap like that.
Like that, maybe?
Yeah.
Or...
That's pretty good. Dang, girl. You're going to be a fabricator.
Getting the hang of it.
Okay, now, so there's a gap there, so you don't want to do too long there because it'll blow through.
Yeah. I'm going to do where the metal is right here and then kind of like see what I can do.
Okay.
So like, is this angle okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot.
You're a little bit
Yeah, that
off.
one. Oh, shoot.
That's okay.
Whoops. Should I kind of go near it or no?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Oh, again.
You missed it?
Yeah, what is going on? Okay, let me go at it like this. Go like this. I need glasses. That was good.
That was a really good one.
That one I could clearly see what I was doing and I just like, it sounded good, so I just gotta keep on doing that. Oh, hang on.
Oh shit, almost poked me in the...
Oh, sorry, I can't see you. I'm sorry.
Okay. So there's a pretty good sized gap down there. So I'm gonna go in here with the pry bar and try to push the... Oh, so hold on, hang on. Right there. Yeah, so you get right down there at the bottom.
The corner?
Higher, a little bit higher.
Right
a little bit higher. Right there.
Okay.
Ready? Go ahead.
Yep.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Look at that.
Nice. Okay, so we sealed up that gap. So now we're going to keep doing that. I'm going to move up a little bit with my pry bar.
Okay, let me...
Get it?
Yeah.
Good job.
These are turning out pretty good, actually.
And pry the inside out. Okay, go ahead.
You ready?
Yeah, ready. Get it?
Perfect.
Dang, girl.
This is like the best project for me because it's very like low stakes. Like I only have to make this look better than this and this.
What are you trying to say? I thought you were going to say like, oh, it's just a race car. Like it doesn't matter if the tunnel doesn't look good. No, you went that way, huh? Hey, you ain't done yet.
I know.
Come on.
Okay.
Plus, I had to do this all by myself. I didn't have somebody holding a pry bar for me.
I know. I was filming. Okay. Ready?
No.
Let's see.
Hold on, what are we doing?
So, do the same thing you're doing, but a little higher up.
Like right there?
Actually, oh, I mean, I could hammer it as well, but this is good.
Hammer that again right there.
Okay. Oh! Whoa!
Hammer it. Quick. Yeah, perfect. There you go. No, stop. Right there, get it. Right there, perfect.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, my eyes.
Oh, sorry.
Forgot to close them. Perfect. That's turning out real good.
Hopefully those are strong enough. Kind of.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay.
Ooh, that sounded good.
That was the best one.
And that's an important spot to get it into because it's going to need to hold that while you hammer that down and not break loose. So, Good job.
So now I can start hammering this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to get you a gym membership. So, there you go.
So there's quite a gap underneath, but I
It's
guess
okay.
that's whatever.
That's not too bad.
I'm just going to flatten this part so I can at least weld down here.
All right. So, just remember, you see that other side of that hammer? So, see how it's like pointed? That will, yeah. And here, swing it. Instead of swing it from here, you'll have more power because you're trying to just push the whole thing into it.
Yeah.
If you swing it and let the hammer do its thing, but you got to be more accurate with it.
I know, I'm not accurate though.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we gotta get you a
This
gym.
is why we don't do this. Can I?
Here, well, let me get it from this side.
Okay.
So I'm in the right spot. If you were over here, it would be easier for you. There it is.
All right, so there's all this, and then should I hammer this part down, or should I
Do that
keep...
first down there, and then I'll help you with this part. Nice. Perfect.
All right, so this is how it kind of turned out. Definitely not as nice as Danny's side in the end, but I felt like I had some pretty good welds.
Hey, you had some good ones in there.
Yeah.
And you made that whole piece yourself.
Yeah, it was fun. I did the template. I kind of hammered it out, put it in. I did forget to paint the other side. So when we drop the trans eventually, I'll just have to spray that. So my bad, I got all excited. But, you know, with the time crunch, it's been really hard because, like, I want to learn how to do this stuff. I want to get in here and be, like, contributing more to the fabrication side of the project. But we just don't have time. So if I have a chance like this to do something, I had a lot of fun doing it. So
yeah, it's tough because, you know, it takes you quite a while to do something like this one.
This took me as long as him to do those two.
Yeah.
Like if you.
Yeah, and we really got to get this done. So it's like,
yeah,
it's tough to, because I want to teach her these things, but also it's like, well, we just got to get it done. Okay, so we just ran out of the SEM seam sealer, but we were able to patch up some of the bigger holes. But here's the finished product. We'll go ahead and show you all our welds and everything. Now, I'm sure some people will have something to say about this, but we did retain the factory, somewhat of the factory trans tunnel. You know, we opened it up some and stitched in some areas. We probably could have just cut the whole thing out and made like a one piece, but that would be out of our fabricating skills for the time frame that we have.
Yeah.
Basically. But plus Olivia got to learn quite a bit.
That was fun. I actually really enjoyed that. So now
that's important. That's more important. So there it is.
Well,
what's next?
Now we're out of seam sealer, so
I ordered more.
I guess now then I can get started on sanding and kind of scuffing all of the inside, and then we just got to hit this thing with paint. I was taking a look at the dash and started messing with it a little bit with the hammer and dolly, and it's just not happening. So I don't know, this thing was torched at some point, you said.
Yeah, so we're trying to straighten this dash out, and you see how it's kind of just wobbly like this. They used a torch to torch this thing out here on the ends, and as well as some other things under here, and it just warped the dash here. So I think if we put that dash pad in here, it'll actually keep this thing straight, because you see it doesn't take much to kind of straighten it out there. It just doesn't stay straight.
Yeah, on its own.
No matter what you do. So I think we would have to take this out and like heat and shrink it.
Yeah.
In order to get it to be straight, and it's just, you know, it's already got holes cut out of it and holes drilled in it, so it's not gonna be nice ever.
No. So
Olivia and I are masking off the entire interior of the car and also all the windows so that way we don't get any overspray onto the outside of the car. Not that it's nicely painted, but I just don't want to get overspray on the nice AMD black. Just trying to keep that part nice at least. The plan is we're going to coat the bottom with 415, and then on the top we have some pretty good satin black paint that we just picked up from the paint store. And also we picked up some new masks, respirators, because ours were broken, and we also picked up some seam sealer because we ran out, so now we can finally finish off the trans tunnel. So let's get it done.
it's so dark.
Ready?
All right, before we show you guys the final product on the interior, I just wanted to mention that we finally have Project Rum Runner t-shirts. So Danny and I have been working super hard on this for the last few months, and we finally perfected the design. We have shirts available in black and white in limited quantities, and just wanted to see how these would do on our website. But it features our classic gold glitter color. So if you have one of our logo shirts, you know it's real pretty. And we had our friend Tiki Tony do it. So he did the artwork, and it features a lot of cool little details. It's kind of inspired by like Prohibition, you know, with moonshining, but rum running instead. So
yeah, rum running was actually taking rum from the islands like the Caribbean and bringing them to the States like illegally through ship. And
this thing is kind of a ship. So
yeah, it is.
So we have shirts. So if you guys would like to support the project, you can head over to gnarlyspeedshop.com. Danny and I have been busting our tails trying to get this car finished, and we only have 40 more days. So, you know, every purchase made is going straight to the project, and
Yep.
we really appreciate your support. Also, as you might see, the car is gold in the design, but it's not gold here. Well, we did decide we are going to paint the car gold, but last minute change of plans. We're not doing the factory JJ gold. We actually found our perfect shade right here. So you guys will have to stay tuned to see this color. Maybe we'll show them later in this video.
I don't know if we're gonna have time, but
we'll see.
It's a really cool color.
It's a shade of gold, and ultimately the car is gonna be completely gold when we're done, but we'll see what we got time for before the rally.
All right, let's take a look at this interior.
Okay, check it out. So, night
Wow.
and day difference from how it was. So Danny went ahead and sprayed that hot rod black all over the sides, the back firewall here, and up onto the roof, and got a really good coat on there. And then on the floors, you can see it's a lot shinier. We just used Pour 15 all over to kind of like seal it all up. And as you can see, we stopped at the firewall there. Like we kind of made like a little tape mark there. And that's because we have a little bit more fabricating to do over there. So there was no sense in actually just, you know, painting over all that. Covered up the nice Willwood petals as well. So those wouldn't get dirty. And then when it comes time to do the cage, which will be very, very soon, we're just gonna clean up the sections on the floor that need to put the metal pads down. So.
Yeah, and then we'll just weld around it. So that way the underneath the pad will be Pour 15.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately,
it's looking so good.
Yeah, you're not even really gonna see this because once it's all said and done, we're gonna have sound deadening and carpet over top.
Yeah.
But look at that trans tunnel.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good, huh?
I mean, we have a T56 under there,
I
and
know.
a really nice one.
Yeah, cool. It came out solid. You know, we had to scab it together. It's not like the nicest thing, but
That's
I tell you what,
okay.
it's strong and it's gonna hold. And we're going to be able to get that transmission out if we ever have to.
Yeah, it's serviceable.
We're really pushing it if we put this thing through a paint job before we go on the rally. So we'll see. We still have to decide, you know, if we're going to paint this car before we go. I don't want to rush the paint job on it, to be honest with you. So if we're going to be pushing it that much, I'd rather just wait and paint it when we come back from the rally. Yeah. But I still think that we should get rid of this orange because I don't want this car is not going to be orange. We need to get rid of it. Maybe we'll paint the orange gold and leave the black. Maybe we'll use that test paint that we got and paint like a fender and see what the color looks like just to make sure we like it.
Yeah, there's only a few places that are orange, so maybe we could just like paint it gold real quick. And
yeah, we got to get rid of this orange look. It's not good. Somebody was like saying, oh, you got like a mayhem car.
Yeah, General Mayhem. I'm like, that was not the vibe.
Yeah.
That was not the goal.
Remember this car was all crashed in the back and all rusted out and rear-ended and
yep.
It is looking good.
No, this car really got a second chance at life, and seriously, it's because of these companies here. Like, honestly, think of it started with like the whole QA1 thing, and then we're like, we can't put these nice parts on such a pile. And then it just spiraled.
Okay, so the next step is going to be installing this roll cage into the car. The paint is still too wet for us to do that. We're going to let it sit for a couple of days and then we'll get right to it. But we've also never installed a roll cage before, so we're just going to be learning as we go. But you're going to have to stay tuned till next week. We're going to install this roll cage, Olivia and I, here in the shop with our MIG welder. And yeah, thank you guys for supporting the channel, and we can't wait to see you next week.